let's dive into something that's been buzzing in the VR community lately, Virtual Desktop's new beta update for Quest headsets. Now, if you're like me and you've been juggling between wireless and wired PC VR setups, this is a game changer. But let's not just skim the surface here. Let's unpack why this matters, what it means for the future of VR, and why it's got me personally excited. First off, the hook. Virtual Desktop has finally added wired USB support for Quest headsets. Sounds technical, right? But here's the thing, this is a feature users have been begging for years. Why? Because wireless streaming, while convenient, isn't always reliable. Personally, I've had my fair share of lag spikes and connection drops, especially when my router is in a different room. And let's be real, not everyone can afford to rearrange their entire house or drop extra cash on a dedicated router. What makes this really interesting is the broader context. Quest headsets dominate the VR market, accounting for over 60% of SteamVR's monthly users. That's huge. And yet, until now, wired USB support was a glaring omission. Meta's Link app was the go-to alternative. But let's just say it's not exactly known for its reliability. ALVR was another option, but it required more tinkering than most casual users are willing to deal with. Now, Virtual Desktop steps in and fills this gap. But here's where it gets even more fascinating. This isn't just about convenience. It's about accessibility. For users like me, who can't practically move their router or spend an extra $90 on a device like the PrismX or Puppis S1, this update is a lifeline. It's about making VR more inclusive, more reliable, and frankly, more enjoyable. One thing that immediately stands out is how this update fits into the bigger picture of VR's evolution. Companies have been trying to solve the wireless reliability issue for years. Meta's partnership with D-Link on the VR Air Bridge was a step, but it's no longer supported. Valve's Steam Frame is promising, but it's not here yet. Virtual Desktop's move feels like a direct response to these gaps. A practical, user-focused solution that doesn't require additional hardware or complicated setups. From my perspective, this update is a win for the community. It's not just about adding a feature. It's about listening to users and addressing their pain points. What many people don't realize is that VR's success isn't just about cutting-edge tech. It's about making that tech accessible and reliable for everyday users. Now, let's talk about the technical side for a second. The beta version 1.34.19 requires Quest OS version 2.4 or higher, which is pretty standard. But here's a detail I find fascinating. Users on other platforms like Pico and Play for Dream Mr. need to add USB NCM support to use this feature. It's a small hurdle, but it shows how Virtual Desktop is thinking beyond just Quest users. If you take a step back and think about it, this update raises a deeper question. What's next for VR connectivity? Wired USB support is a huge step, but it's also a reminder that wireless tech still has room to grow. Personally, I think this is just the beginning. As more users adopt VR, the demand for seamless, reliable connections will only increase. So, here's my closing thought. Virtual Desktop's wired USB support isn't just a feature. It's a statement. It's a reminder that VR's future isn't just about flashy graphics or immersive worlds. It's about solving real-world problems for real users. And that, in my opinion, is what makes this update so exciting. If you're on the beta channel, go ahead and give it a try. And if you're not, well, maybe it's time to switch. Because this isn't just an update. It's a step toward a more connected, more accessible VR future. What do you think? Is this the kind of innovation VR needs right now? Let me know in the comments below.